Hello, friends. Happy to see you on my page today, Tuesday, this lovely summer afternoon. How you have been doing? I'm gonna be doing those Facebook Lives from now on, one in English and one in Russian. So every other week, there's gonna be one in English, one in Russian. I guess it's because I have friends who speak English and Russian and some friends who doesn't speak Russian at all. So that would be fair for those people who speak only English. And again, my name is Ina Davidson. I'm gonna introduce myself. I live in Boston. I'm coming to you live from Boston, Massachusetts. I live in Boston for over 29 years now. I have kids and family. And originally I'm from Ukraine, so it's very dear to me and worrisome what's happening now in Ukraine, and I support it wholeheartedly. I still have friends there who's going through the horrible things that's happening now. Join me live, ask me questions. I'm happy to get to know more people. I'm happy to get new connections, new friends, new ideas, to hear about new opportunities. That's what I'm sharing usually on my page. New opportunities, new events, new travel, new adventure. That's what I'm all about. That's what I like to do with my family. And today I'm gonna share a little bit to follow on my yesterday post about opportunities we don't know about, but they're all around us. So I'm going to share with you about one of those opportunities that I found recently. I had many of them during my lifespan, and I came across them sometimes accidentally, sometimes on purpose. So it's even interesting for me to compare how those things come into my life, and most of them at the right time. So I'm going to share with you why and how and why I do what I do, and a little bit about my lifestyle, and share the opportunities I use, and maybe they can be useful to you or to people you know. So a little bit about me professionally. I came here 29 years ago as a teenager when I was 16, and of course it was not easy because all my friends, I was graduating high school in Kiev, Ukraine, and it wasn't easy to leave all my friends behind and start all over. So I went here in Boston. I lived in the city Newton. I still do, close 10 minutes from Boston. So I went to high school here again to learn English and to just get to know the culture, get to know where I came and what to do here with my life, because I had no clue. I always liked arts. I always enjoyed the art class, was my favorite. So I'm not a math wizard, so I'm far from science. So I was always on the creative side. And that's probably why in high school I took a lot of arts and crafts. And because I graduated high school in Kiev, I was able to get all the credits, and mostly I did art in high school, so it was extremely exciting. I find out all kinds of art creations and opportunities in classes that I had no clue about in Russia. I mean, not in Russia, in Ukraine. And it was very exciting because I was spending all day I was spending in high school doing arts, painting and drawing and sculpting and doing models and live drawings. And so that was very, very what excited me. That's probably why I went and into college to be a graphic designer. So that was also something passionate that I am passionate about, and I was passionate always to do some creative stuff. So I went to college for 4 years and got my bachelor degree in graphic design. And I was very happy about it. I was trying to find myself after college. And actually, that's actually a little story. After college, I went on a tour around Europe for like five weeks tour. So I, of course, came back to Kiev to visit my friends and I missed them so much. So that was after college. I went for 2 or 3 weeks in Kiev, and I rediscovered myself in Kiev again. I rediscovered Kiev. That was awesome. And after that, I went on a tour of Europe, Eastern Europe. So that was a great opportunity to find myself and to find new friends and discover things about me, because I was very insecure. I was very unsure of myself. I was very like scared of this new world I get into, of the United States, different culture, different people, different everything. So that gave me an opportunity to come into myself a little bit. So that's also like why I like travel, because it gives us a lot of opportunity to discover things about ourselves, discover things about people, meet new people, and discover things about new world and understand ourselves better. So that was a huge thing that I think I did very, very right. That I went and on a trip by myself, and I've seen, I don't know, 5 or 7 or even 10 countries in Europe in the span of those 5 weeks, and it was extremely exciting. I met people from Australia, in Germany, and parts of Europe, and I became friends with them for many, many years to come. And when I came back, I was on such a high. I was on such a high that new things that came into my life. I moved to New York, and I tried myself in New York for a couple of years, tried to build my career in New York, but didn't go far. I've been in New York for a couple of years, and then I came back. My family, my friends, lots of things that I rooted was already in Boston, in Massachusetts. So I came from Boston from New York back to Boston, and I was continue to find myself here in Boston. So, and then that's what I got at that point, my dream job. I became a graphic designer slash digital imaging specialist in Staples corporate quarters, and that was an amazing job for me, because I love everything creative. I love Photoshop. I love working with computers, so the creative programs. So for 12 years I stayed in Staples, and I was working as the creative imaging specialist, and I became a Photoshop wizard. And that was at that point, that was my dream job, because I came to work every day like I came on vacations. I did what I like. I worked with computer. I did my creative stuff. I learned a lot of new skills in Photoshop and Illustrator, all the programs. So it was absolutely like I thought I could do that for the rest of my life. I could just come to work, be there 8 or 9 hours, then come home, enjoy my evening. Then I got married and I had the daughter. It became more complicated because, newborns and all that. But still, I came to work as my rest. Like, people come to home as rest, and I was so like tired and exhausted with new baby. So I came to work to get rested. So I had some time off, 4 months. When I gave birth to my daughter, I was home for 4 months. That's all we were allowed. As you know, it was very generous. Usually it's like 3 or 4 weeks or a couple of months, but I had 4 months off so I could be with my daughter. And after that, I came back to work, and actually I was very happy to be back at work, working with my designs, working with my creative projects. So that was like a dream. I thought I could do that all my life, just work in my creative world. But of course, we plan, and life happens. So then the economy started dipping, and I was worried like a lot, but there was a lot of layoffs before. There was a lot of layoffs during the 10 years I was working with the company. Well, 12 years, but during the 10 years I realized a lot of layoffs. And last 2 years I was worried it could get to me too, and eventually it did. They laid off over 2,000 people, and I was in those layoffs, and it really scared me, because I was so into my job, and I thought I would do it forever, and I was going work home, and I didn't learn anything new. I didn't think of growing in that environment as well, because I really enjoy what I'm doing. And then now I think I should have done more. I should have learned more skills in the design area as well, because I was sticking strictly with the imaging and photo retouching, and that's what I really, really enjoy. And I still do. I still do it for my pictures. I still do it for my friends' pictures, and enhance them and make them better. I make them, that's why I also love photography. That's also comes from that. But at that point, I was so busy with my daughter and preoccupied. My marriage was going rocky at the time. So when the layoffs came, I was really shocked. So when I got laid off and I had no clue what to do, of course, I was looking for a next job, but it was very difficult because of the economy. So I was looking for a next job. I was taking care of my daughter. I was in the middle of divorce. And that was very, very hectic. Like, it was very stressful, very, very strenuous time. But also as I was looking for design opportunities, I started to look for more opportunities, because I realized, I guess I'm limiting myself. I need something more. So I started doing some part-time jobs, and I started learning some skills in sales, and I started doing a project that was completely different from design. It was in a space of health and beauty, and that was completely new to me, completely different, very stressful, but I was learning the skills, learning what to do, how to do. I had a good mentors, good teachers, so that's helped a lot. Like, when you meet good people, I realized that you can follow their example and they support you and they help you. That's huge. It's like 80% of a job done. So that was extremely helpful. I had success in that area too, in that health and wellness area space. But then I found job in design, which was very happy. But on the back of my mind, I've always had the thought, it could happen again. I can be laid off again. There could be layoffs again. There could be restructuring again. Nothing is secure. Nothing is 100% safe. So I was still continuing doing this project in health and beauty area. And I was getting a little burned out, because now I was a single mom. I had my daughter, I had my job, I had my project. So I was a little torn. And then the economy dipped again and I got laid off again. So that was hard. But it wasn't as brutal as it was the first time, because I kind of knew it already could happen. So I was looking for work again, but now I was doing more freelance stuff, a little more design stuff. I started doing Uber. I started doing freelance design for the company and at home, so that helped. And while looking for a full-time job, while I was doing a little Uber, a little freelance, a little this and a little that, I really started to get a taste of freedom. I guess when it started, I really enjoyed that freedom, that I can take off time when I need to. I can work more when I have time. I can take unlimited vacation. I can be with my daughter when she was sick, and I didn't have to beg my manager, my boss, to let me go. It was very stressful at one of the jobs. And months went by, and I realized that I really like that. I don't know if I want a full-time job anymore. I just enjoyed the freedom so much. I enjoyed that it wasn't like a zebra pattern, work, home, work, home, work, home. And I enjoyed variety, and I enjoyed my freedoms. And I realized, I don't know if I want a full-time job anymore. I was still looking, if something good came along and really grab it, probably even good pay. I'm still looking for that, but I really stick now with that flexibility. And I realized it's extremely important to me. Like, my daughter is now 13 years old, and she has her busy social life as well. And I don't want to limit her in that. And she doesn't have a car, of course, because she's 13. So I have to be a driver. I have to pick her up, drop her off. And if I would be having a full-time job, that would prevent doing that. Yes, she has her dad, but he's not very up for doing that. So it's all up to me, especially when she's with me, to drop her off, pick her up. Well, like, she came from a camp a little bit sick recently, so we had to go in the middle of the day to the doctor. So that I realized, what if I had my job 8 to 5? Who would do that? And my parents are vacationing now. There's no one here to help. So I'm glad I'm doing that now. And that's why I wanted to share you the project that I started 2 years ago, and it supports that flexibility, and it supports income opportunity, and it supports passion for creativity and travel. And I realized I really want to continue doing that because I travel and go on vacations anyway, no matter what. I did it all my life. I did it from being like a little tiny little kid. My dad was taking me hiking from when I was 6 years old to Caucasus Mountains and Carpathian Mountains and all over. And I had adventure. I remember having adventures all my life. Like we went all around Crimea when we were there. And coming here, when I came to United States, it was the same. My parents were so excited to see the new world we came in. So we went to national parks, and we went to California, we went to Mexico, we went to Canada. So the travel, the excitement was in my blood, I guess, always. And that's the project I started 2 years ago. Like I wrap up my health and wellness business, my health and wellness project. I still use the products and I love them, and I really support everybody who's using them. And there's something new coming out every month, every year, and I love using them. That's like support my body and my skin. But because I'm so passionate about travel, the travel made much more sense because I'm doing it anyway. I'm posting pictures anyway. I'm taking pictures anyway. I'm taking videos. So I'm sharing those experiences anyway with people. Well, why not get paid for it? So that kind of makes sense automatically. So I realized the freedoms in this, and I can combine that with my passion. And I've been in that business for over 2 years. And this business, it unites smart, adventurous, creative, business-oriented people united by travel, united by the idea of travel, and who love exploring new places, just traveling and enjoying life and not being limited to one vacation a year or twice a year. So we can do it more often, 3, 4, 5 times a year. So that was very exciting to me when I learned about that. So if you are someone like me, if it resonates with you, if you want to have a lot of travel and a lot of vacation for fun, if you want to be around positive, like-minded, supportive people who also like traveling, and if you don't want to have like a zebra lifestyle, work home, if you want to have more flexible schedule, not just 8 to 5, but possibly you could even work 2 hours a day, if that's what you're looking for, to have more flexible schedule and not being tied up to one location, so you can go anywhere, whatever you want to, and you can even do your job from that location, from your phone or from your laptop or computer or tablet. So if that's something you're looking for, so that could really be something for you to look into. So that contributed also to what I already had, like the freedoms in my life and opportunities to enhance that, and even being paid for vacationing and or vacationing for less, because we still do that. So why not take the opportunity to pay less money for it, or even being paid for vacationing? So if there's something you're looking for, I can definitely point you in the right direction to look into it, get more information, and decide what you want to do with that, because it's very flexible, very lucrative, very for anyone. It's not limited. It's not limited to one country or to one city or even one continent. It's so spread out. It's very international, like international in a very sense of that word, because it's travel and it's international, because we can work with people from different countries, different cities. Is international because we can do it in different languages, because the project that I'm working in, that's translated in 17 languages, and over people all over the world, over 1 million people already using it. So it's international in its sense itself. And we can be international. We can live and do it and travel and do it while we're vacationing internationally. So that's what I really enjoyed about it. And that's such a, like, I thought about it recently. It's such an amazing thought. Like, if you ask someone, what do you want to do, or what would you do if you had enough money, you didn't have to work anymore? Like, if you ask anyone, not in one country, not in one city, not in one continent, anywhere, universally, if you ask a person, what would you do if you have enough money and you didn't have to work anymore? So in the top 5 answers, people say, I would travel more. How funny is that? It's so, like, we are very different and very similar in that sense, that we all want to see the world more, we want to travel more. So that's what we answer. We would travel more. So what I do in this project, my job is sharing my lifestyle, my vacation pictures, my videos, and I have access to lots of chats with people dropping that experiences and that reviews into like one big chat, and anybody who wants to see that, go there and they see those reviews and those experiences, and if they want to do that, they just start doing the same. They just join this project and they start doing the same, sharing pictures, sharing emotions, sharing those opportunities that they had, and other people who wants to do the same, they start doing the same. So that's the work itself, just sharing your experiences, your travel experiences. So, and you can get paid for it. How awesome is that? We still do that. We still go on vacations, we share it, but just for fun. And people go there, like if we go to a restaurant or we go to a movie and we say, oh, that's an awesome movie, let's go see it. Or that's a great, like I refer people to lots of restaurants I went to because I love exploring new places. But restaurants don't even have a clue that I'm sending people to them. And then people go and they tell me, oh, Ina, I went to that place because you posted about it and I went to it and it's awesome. But the restaurant has no idea that I did that. But this project, that's what it's based on. You get paid for your recommendations, and you're having fun, and you're recommending others to do that fun. And that's basically it. My next point is, we all work somewhere. We all do something. We all spend some time on earning money because there's no other way to survive and live and to cover all our expenses. So we can choose how to do that. Like, I know our grandparents been through wars, through the tough times, and they think you gotta work hard to earn a living, and you work hard, it's tough, you gotta grind day and night. And that's what our parents heard from them and what we heard from our parents. So some of us, probably most of us, grew up with that notion. You have to work hard. You have to work hard all day and night. There's no time to rest. You want to have a good life, or afford something that you want, you gotta work for it very, very hard. But now we don't have to. There's so many things to choose from. We can choose how we work, especially now after COVID. There is a lot of, like, most of the jobs went remote. We all experienced that. Most of the jobs that are on the computers went remote. So it's already on the way to, everything's already, whatever can be done remote, it's already done remote. So people like I've known a lot of people who during pandemic, they went to Hawaii and they worked remotely for a company, whatever they're working. They went in Hawaii or Bali or who knows, like other nice places, especially in the winter, and they worked remotely. Or maybe you have a dream to spend winters in Bali or Thailand or Capri. So what's stopping you? Why are you not doing that? Because it's available. You just have to find a way to make it come true. And that's what I'm talking about. That's the business in travel, that people already want to travel. If they say, what would you do if you had enough money and don't have to work anymore? People would travel. So this business is in travel already, and it pays for our traveling and for lifestyle. How awesome is that? Like, it's such an amazing concept, and I'm glad I stumbled upon it 2 years ago. It was accidental before I was going on my vacation. I realized I overpaid for that vacation. If I booked it through this business, through this opportunity, I could have saved 50%. And I realized I don't want to do that anymore, because I do travel a lot and I love vacationing a lot and see new places and show new places to my daughter and my family. I can't afford overpaying. So I decided I want to use that because I don't want to overpay anymore. So that's why I'm using it now. I'm sharing it with the rest of you and other people internationally. So that's very exciting. Like I can share it with somebody in Australia or Canada or Poland or Italy or France. There's a lot of Spain. There's a lot of people over there who are already doing it. Over 1 million of people already doing it, and over 190 countries already being involved in these projects and doing it also. They're being paid for vacationing. Can you imagine that? That just boggles my mind how easy, what an easy concept. And what else did I want to mention? And the thing is, in this project, you don't have to work 8 to 9. You can just work consistently 2 hours a day. And for a year example, you can set up a year, and you don't have to quit your job. You don't have to just say, oh, that's it, I'm done with my job. You can still work, but just allocate 2 hours a day to do some consistently. I can teach you. You can learn what steps to do, what steps to take. They're not easy. They're not hard. You don't have to go to college to do that. It's extremely easy to do, like consistent steps. Like it could be posting, it could be live broadcast, it could be just sharing what I know, like I'm sharing now. Like you could share that too from your experiences. But when you allocate a year doing something, those consistent steps, 2 hours a day, in the result, you could have a couple of options, like whatever you choose. You can double your budget every month for your vacation, or you can travel for free, or you can travel and get paid for it. So there's different options you can choose from. It's all up to you, because I don't know your abilities, I don't know your wants and your needs and how consistent you could be or will be or want to, but this is possible, and a lot of people are already doing that. And because this company, this project's been on the market for over 7 years, it's going public next year. This company is going public next year. And what it means it's being checked upside down for being legit, for being ethical, for being crystal clear, for being like it's checked. Like if a company goes public and like you can buy stocks of that company, it's gonna be worldwide, so anybody could be able to buy a stock. So it's going on the market next year. And what it means it's growing, it's improving. For now, it has 2 products. It offers 2 products. It offers cruises and hotels. And every year it has a plan to offer a new product every year. We all go on vacations. We all booked airlines. We all booked hotels. We all book cruises. So why not do it more affordably and more profitably? That's why when we talk to people from all over the world, when I tell them that you can do the same as you're doing now, you're gonna be doing it anyway, and you'll be paying for it. So why not do it more affordably and more profitably? Or you can still go ahead and pay for it. So what would you choose? Which 3 options would you choose? So you're doing it anyway. We're all doing it anyway, and still paying money for it, and sometimes overpaying it. So there's what's available. That's what's out there, and that's how people have their lifestyle with freedoms, complete freedoms in them, and they are traveling the world, and they want to show their kids the world, or their parents, or just get new experiences. Kids learn a lot of new stuff in travel, a lot. Like who travels with kids now, they see international kids, they see other cultures, they see other experiences, they understand that they don't live in one house and in one country, and they're not limited by that. So that's the lifestyle I've always wanted to have. I've always wanted to have a traveling lifestyle. Doesn't mean you have to travel 365 days a year. You can travel, like, it could be your travel and your job could be the same. Your vacation is your job. Kind of how awesome is that? You go on vacation and that's your job, and you can do it 3-4 times a year, and in between those travels you can double your budget on vacation, and you can share this experience with other people, and you open the door for them to have the same. And by opening the door for them and inviting them to use that opportunity, you gain paid. So that's what I wanted to share with you, and just say it's out there, it's possible. You don't have to work hard, you can work smart. So that's all I wanted to share with you today. If you have more questions, definitely reach out, definitely ask me questions, definitely answer all your questions, your own questions, and I can help you answer them. And ask the people who are already doing it. Because if you ask people who have no clue or only read about it, or you go read reviews online from people who never used it or done it, you're going to the wrong source. Those people cannot tell you from experience. So that's exactly what I did before I started doing this. I found people in Boston who already do this, who already use this, who already experienced doubling their budget, who already experienced saving on their travel, who already experienced being paid for vacation. I asked real people, how does it work? Do you benefit for it? How's the experience? Do you like doing it? Is it benefit you or your family? But if you ask someone who've never done it, you're gonna get false information. Just something practical. And when I learned of that, I said, no, I don't want to overpay anymore. I don't want to overpay. I know this person, and she's doing it, and I've talked to her, and I've met her personally, and it's working for her. Why not for me? So that's why I decided to do it. That's why I'm still doing it. I'm traveling. I'm going tomorrow on another vacation, and then a couple of weeks another one, and then end of August we're going to a big trip with my daughter. I'll share with you all the details. And then sometime in September I also booked a couple of things, exciting things for me, and I'm going to a place I've never been before, so that's very exciting. And maybe next time I'll share with you how I booked the hotel for the place I've never been before, and it's been like 5 times less than the travel agent offered me. So that was huge eye-opener. And like, that's how people get robbed. Like, I tried to book the hotels through travel agent, and she wanted to charge me $200 to $300, and I booked the hotel for $28 a night with all the great reviews and the location I wanted it. But through that program, through that company that saves a lot of money, so you can save hundreds and hundreds of dollars, and you don't have to overpay, and you can do it more often and pay less. So that's the point. Do it more often, do it affordably, and even do it profitably. So if you're interested in that, if you're interested in just traveling more, or doubling your budget for travel, or getting paid for travel, or you just want just side income, a little extra income for you, that's where I can help you, where I can point you to the right direction. Thank you everybody for being with me live. Like, I see so many people. I'm so excited that you joined me today. And I'm gonna see you next week on Tuesday, and I'm gonna do presentation in Russian, probably similar. Or if you have any questions, write or text, or write in comments the question, and I can answer live, so you can hear the answers on my live feed. And I will see you all next week, and I'll see you travel more, experience more, have more life, have more joy and adventure in your life, and just share with everyone else. Have a wonderful day. See you next week. Bye.